Jacob. So
this dude showing up with a freaking 10
There's
ton.
so much, and even if we had more, I don't think it.
oh my god.
Vaughn Gettins just does a burn.
No, that is that
Oh,
Vaughn?
no, I like this.
You also have gigantic hands.
In that car right now. We didn't fly all the ways here to watch you walk around in a sling.
You love it. I love it. A whole bunch of other people love it. My grandma loves it. My mom loves it. My wife keeps stealing it all the time. What am I talking about? FD merch. I get it. It's gone. Somebody takes it from me. It's like I never even owned it. Believe it or not, 20% of all the FD merch I own has vanished. Just like you saving 20%. It's like it's vanishing. 20% of the cost of your FD merch vanishing. All you got to do, use podcast 25 at checkout. It's like magic. Podcast 25 at checkout, save 20%. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Outerzone, the official podcast of Formula Drift. My name is Jacob Gettins, and we've got Mr. Prospec himself, Mr. Matt Soppa. What's going on, dude?
Oh, just boiling in the 115-degree heat today in Arizona, and just doing coyote and Mustang things.
hey, but there's no humidity though. That's what they tell you, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's
yeah.
Especially after St. Louis when it was like 78 degrees and 156% humidity.
Yeah.
It wasn't about that.
Yeah, I was in the garage for about 15 minutes today and just like pouring sweat because it's just the air is thick. I finally put AC in my garage and like even if it just keeps it below 90, it's phenomenal. Like just that alone is worth it.
I have my house garage because my home shop has a way better AC system. I actually have none here at the shop because I just work here. I get up at the butt crack of dawn and beat the heat and then go home in like the later morning. But yeah, home shop is like 73 degrees.
Dang. Yeah, that's pretty sweet. We've been fighting through all the AC issues. We even delayed this. It's been a nightmare here, but trying to live in a house at like 90 degrees is probably the worst thing in the world.
AC.
Yeah. The AC in the house was gone. It's a long, convoluted story that nobody wants to listen to, but thankfully it's finally fixed and I can get back to recording. So right in the nick of time too, but
no doubt.
So wanted to chat with you, Prospec stuff. I want to start off and say best Prospec season we've ever seen. Like,
yeah,
it's been nuts.
It's been exciting and it makes our jobs easier to kind of sensationalize what's going on, especially with the three-way tie we got going on. So
yeah,
if you want to, you want to get into that right away, or
hey, we're already here. Let's get into that three-way tie right off the bat. Nate Chen, Cole Richards, Dimitri Brutsky, three very, very different drivers, like personality. Just they're just very different people, which I think also makes it a lot of fun because it's like you kind of got the old school and the Brutsky. You've got the kind of quiet and a little slightly awkward Cole Richards, and then now the completely out of his shell Nate Chen. So when you talk about three people tied for first, it's definitely an eclectic mix.
Yeah, I feel like Nate gets picked on a lot, but he's really he's coming into his own in his driving and his program overall. I felt like he was more concentrated on like the business side of his program, and now he's kind of having more fun with it, and it's really showing.
Yeah, almost like he was so caught up in running a race team, he forgot to drive for the race team.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. I
mean, it's done wonders because like we kind of gloss over the fact, but that's still part of the Jerry Yang camp, right? So we're looking at him working with a team that's incredibly good at setup, world-class drivers on it. I don't know the deal that him and Jerry are working on, but it's not free. So he's done a good job at getting his program to a place where he can do that. So that's massive. And the driving is finally caught up with, I think, where he expected it to be. And now being tied for first, that's you prefer to be winning and be in first overall, but I think tied for first is a pretty close second to that.
Yeah, and to your point about having kind of a pedigree of the team, Jerry Yang. I mean, look at who's on the pro side. We got There's a reason why Manoa and even though Saito can't be there, chose that racing team to kind of take the helm.
Yeah, but even if you look at Kazuya Taguchi was on that, who had, an incredible run. He had that perfect event in St. Louis. And then even before that, or around, I guess after that, Nick Novak was on, who had a perfect event. So like, it just shows that kind of anything that Jerry Yang really, really puts his focus into, it does well. So I maybe we don't give the Yang camp enough credit. Sometimes we always talk about like a Papadakis or an RTR, and then like Jerry Yang slowly in the background coming through and just like crushing events. And
it's like the sleeper cells that I like to talk about.
Yeah. No, it's true. It's weird to think that Jerry Yang is like a sleeper cell, but just doesn't get the same attention as so many other, so many other teams and owners.
But it's a shame we couldn't do this in person like the last few podcasts, Jake.
I mean, we can't. I mean, the only time we get a chance would be in this case in Seattle. That's true. We gotta do more of those, man. I do like the in-person ones a lot better.
Yeah, maybe we should have pushed this there. What were we thinking?
When though? When? That's the problem. It's like when
that
in
weekend
that weekend
is so fast.
Yeah, when in that weekend do we have time? But yeah, maybe the end of the year we'll do like the top three, and you and I don't know. Or I'll just let you host one. I'll just give you the headphones. Like, here you go. You in the top three, and that'll be the podcast.
Yeah, maybe I'll do homework then, actually, instead of just winging it.
There you go. We talked about Nate Chen very briefly. Cole Richards, I think his rookie season was incredible, and then had a couple of rough seasons, and then now back up there, obviously, as we said before, tied for first. So,
yeah, I feel like his win in Jersey. I still think it lives rent free in my head where he just didn't seem excited. I don't think it hit him quite yet when they announced the winner and stuff. I'm Jared. I'm like, where's the, but it just goes to his character. Like he's just kind of like that person. Cause then I seen him later and the next day in top 16 pro ceremonies. And yeah, he's a goofball. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a cool kid. I mean, very, very different, but it's, in a good way. And I think that calmness and that inability to accept what's happening around him is kind of a blessing in disguise, because he doesn't get caught up in whatever's happening.
Yeah, it's like my internet connection. It's a little delayed.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. And then Brutski, like a lot of talk around him.
Yeah.
More lately, even Chelsea Denofa kind of getting in on it, which I thought was funny, but it's good to see some of that banter back and forth. And we've talked about it a bunch, but like, I think that drifting kind of needs a bit of a bad guy, and Brutski's starting to fall into that spot, and I'm okay with it.
Oh, you're good with the him being the heel, as they say in like wrestling?
Yeah. Yeah. And like, this is nothing against Brutski. He's a guy that I have no issues having a conversation with and hanging out with, but like him kind of leaning into it and just, that podcast with Cole and Nate and himself, like they were kind of being shitty to each other. It was, it was great.
I liked what Nate said to him. That was, something else, but then he could back it up. He's like, well, then maybe my son will be there. So
yeah, which that's a whole other interesting prospect to like kind of hold that seat just for his kid. I mean, I think that's kind of a neat idea, but I don't know how that's putting a lot of eggs in one basket.
Yeah, for sure. And going back to that St. Louis round we just had with Prospec, and I don't know if I wasn't paying attention to the monitors ever, because like everyone that run between Brutski and Chen, they're all like, everyone in the booth you could feel just like had like an ick when Brutski was taking that, I like to call it the screenshotting the pedal and the brake. I was like, oh yeah, that was, I don't know. I felt like that was kind of goes a little bit against the essence of drifting, to be honest. But
he had his reasoning as he talked about on the podium show. You can agree with it or not, but that's his public statement about it. That he wasn't sure how the car was going to be and wanted to just take things slow. But there's been talks about him left foot braking for a long time, and that to me was kind of the stamp on it. And but it didn't. I mean, admittedly, it didn't end up going his way. So
yeah, I guess like when you look at when drivers are like in a massive deficit, like he was, usually they throw it on the line and like use no brakes, and
right.
And this was kind of, I guess, a different approach. We'll say it to be PC.
So an interesting kind of thought with this, and this is something I don't really like the terms playing games, right? It's just has such a negative connotation to it, but like pulling something out or, you know, a last ditch effort or something has a bit better of a ring to it. But this year in particular, and this is pro and Prospec, we've seen more pulling something out of the bag at the last minute than we've ever seen, at least in my recollection, right? LZ, New Jersey, you know, obviously this is like kind of a repeat of what he did in the RTR, but like that big, crazy entry, he does that, gets the win. James and Freddie have kind of, exactly. James and Freddie have both been kind of just doing these crazy maneuvers to take home these wins. Is it just a sign that things are getting so good that you have to just try something wild? Now, obviously what they're doing is an on throttle type of thing, not an on brake type of thing. Yeah. But, you know, to play devil's advocate here, is that where we're at? Is you have to try something special, if you will, to just get the win. Yeah,
I liked Freddie kind of gave Field a little bit of a taste of his own medicine on his lead run against him from years ago, if you recall, when Matt, you know, swerved to the left a little harder than in practice and the rest of his battles, and but there obviously wasn't any contact. But I just kind of chuckled while I was like, all right, these guys just keep meeting each other and getting themselves into these situations where it's like, I know we're all mostly friends in the pits, but at least the drivers, you know, but then the banter can, you know, cross a certain threshold. You're like, maybe it's a little too much, but.
Well, the rivalry even, I mean, it flared up in Long Beach when Freddie and Matt got into it and Matt posted that kind of infamous story. Like, I'm happy everybody's friends. It's great. I'm super stoked that we can all be friendly with each other and cordial, but I also think that like this is the highest form of our sport. Why not let the emotions fly a little bit further and, you know, speak your mind on a subject? The people who used to do it aren't there anymore. So somebody needs to.
Yeah, I feel like when tempers would flare because a call didn't go their way or someone like kind of took that away from them because of certain circumstances, was because maybe their program was based on certain contingencies on where they, you know, stacked up in the standings, and which is, you know, to a fault their own. Like, I feel like in drifting, you can be successful and not be, you know, always in the top 10 as long as you have like a really good presence. Like,
yeah, I've seen lots of contracts though with performance bonuses though, where they'll say to their sponsors, hey, if I podium, like I get an extra few grand or something like that, or whatever. So that, you know, you get into an incident and you don't end up podium or you don't end up winning, and now you're out, whatever, even if it's $2,000. I mean, if I lost $2,000 because of somebody else, I'd be pretty pissed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too happy. But segue to that, talking about marketing, Jerry, can we talk about Jerry Johnson for a second?
Yeah, of course we can.
Where do we even start? Like, is definitely it's rookie of the year right now. I'm fairly certain.
Well, so it's pretty tight between him and Colette. So Jerry's 35 points off the lead. Colette's 48. So that could swap. And with that as well, there is a place where Jerry Johnson could actually win the championship.
Oh, you've ran the math?
Well, realistically, if you're
35,
you know, you get 10 points to 16, another 10 to 8 to 4, and for the finals, so you can win up to 40 points a round without counting any seeding points. He's 35 points off. In theory, Nate, Cole, Dimitri all go out early.
Right.
Cody Buchanan goes out fairly early. Corey Talaska goes out fairly early. And all of those drivers are in the running to win this championship. Like, we talk about the big three, but like, there is, in theory, 6 drivers that could all win the championship in the final round.
Oh yeah, that's
so.
Exactly to your point. Like, it's going to be a real barn burner in Utah.
Yeah,
but yeah, going back to Jerry, like from his cab over, you know, tow rig to the cat roof, and now the back of his trailer is just 5,000 cats. Like, good night. Like, I'm not a cat person, but that's just genius. I know I've seen
neither am I.
Yeah, but and his personality and his driving is like, it's exactly what Prospec needed. Like, he drives that thing with so much intent and commitment that I even told JTP himself that I'm like, that reminds me of you. And I told him this in St. Louis, and just how fast he was going into Outerzone 4 with angles. It was like almost like a contradiction. It was like the car wasn't fast ground speed, but it looked fast, but it was also at full angle and the throttle was hammered. So it was just like so exciting to watch.
Yeah, he's, and this is similar to JTP. He's unapologetically himself, right?
That's true.
That makes for such a good personality. I had a brief chat with him and his significant other, and she expressed how exciting it was that he could be himself finally, isn't judged, found his people. Because he's a bit of an odd duck, but he's super excited about it. And once you let him be himself, oh, it's so contagious. Like you just want to be around the guy because he's so excited about life and just into everything that he's into at that moment at 100%. So it's super, super cool to have him on grid.
For sure. And just like, not only like, there's so many unique things about that whole program, I guess you could envelope it in, but the car, I talk about it often that it's carbureted. And the only thing, like, I think running by link is the distributor for the ignition timing. And so, it's just
he has to have something, right?
Yeah. It's a strung out, NASCAR V8 that just revs to the moon, which is, I'm all about high revving V8s, and it's just a good time. And it's not even like my on brand for me, but I can just get behind it.
There's something to the simplicity of it, right? Nobody wants to lose because of a mechanical. And when you're carbureted, you've just eliminated a whole bunch of potential mechanical and electronic issues.
Yeah. And speaking of advantages, Utah is actually his home trackish. So
yeah,
he's going to have that thing jetted just perfect. And he could be, maybe that scenario could come to life. He takes maybe, top 3 in the championship on his freshman year. Yeah.
It's, it's completely possible. So we'll see. I do like, obviously, doing quite well in seating. I went through and kind of looked at the points as well. He's picked up, was it 12 points in seat? No, more than that, 15 points in seating this year.
Oh, no kidding.
So that seating bracket point system, there's a lot of conversation around it. We won't get into the pro side of everybody's thoughts of that, but I will die on the hill that the seating bracket has done exactly what it's supposed to do in Prospec. It's given those drivers with least amount of experience more time to battle. It provides a bit of a points boost to those drivers to fight back. To me, it's done absolute wonders in Prospec.
Yeah, it's when they I think we had a really exciting seating in St. Louis too. Like there was just all this culmination of a buildup. Like it's just don't let me down, Utah. Like I hope it's as good as we anticipate.
I think so. I haven't seen the track layout yet. I believe the nail is in the coffin of it's not going to be run backwards. I've had several people explain to me why, so I might have to let that one go, unfortunately.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know what the layout's going to end up being because we've seen almost every track have some sort of change this year. Like
that's right.
Even if it's just something small. So I don't think Long Beach did. I think I can't remember correctly, but like the inside clip, I hear your young one running around.
Oh, you can hear him?
That's all good. Don't worry about it. It adds to the ambiance because I guarantee not most, but a lot of people listening to this probably have, a young one running around somewhere nearby. So,
yep. It's funny because
go ahead.
We, what was it? There's a small clip with James Dean or something, and they it was a quarter second of me pointing to the winner, and he's just like, "Daddy," and I was like, really? It's just that never gets old.
That's good. Yeah, it's cool, and they can recognize it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, sorry, back to Utah dad talk for a minute.
Yeah. So the Outerzone 1 was kind of an issue visibility wise for a lot of the drivers. I felt like if I don't know what's up Kevin's sleeve. I wish I would have maybe text him or something. Maybe I'll just text him and we'll loop back to that. But because a lot of people were just blasting the cones that we had, as a delineator for that. But I felt like it would have been better if the way it was drawn seemed to set people up a little better for a more natural drift for going into 2 anyway. But it's like a quarter mile between those two zones, I swear.
Well, my thought was that the reason why they kind of put it past the rumble strips was to make a more natural arc between the two, because if not, it was a much shallower S
Yep.
When they use the natural track layout, which I don't know. We'll see. There's been so many changes so far to track layouts. I'd be very, very interested to see what ends up happening there.
Yeah, it's what was it? The first year was that's when we were hitting the triple digits, and then we kind of truncated that. So yeah,
I say bring it back. Let them go as fast as they want.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm all about that. And now it's like that's one thing I like about the seating as well. Getting back to that is we might see like in qualifying when we had single runs, there might have been people like backing it in, and it might have been deemed an unchaseable lead. Mm-hmm. But now that seating's there, if we see those gangster entries and chase cars either too far back that it doesn't matter, or they're just hanging with them, I think that's kind of neat. Like it's not like a haha to maybe those past ones that were deemed unchaseable were now chaseable, but I just find that that's like the one thing that allows the driver to kind of maybe take a little more risk for reward than maybe single run qualifying.
Well, Reese said it in St. Louis where someone asked like, "Oh, can we throw it back?" And Reese like, "Yo, if you think you can pull it off, it's fine. It's high risk, it's high reward. But like, if you think you can do it, like, I'm not going to knock you for doing it. But if you don't land it, then there's your run." Yeah. So Reese has kind of like stepped up a lot this year. He sat back last year a lot and was just like, I'm going to observe. I'm going to have a couple of things I want to say, but really didn't have any major effects on what happened. And this year, to me, Vernon and Reese have both just been like, hey, can we just let us get our hands dirty? Let us make some changes. Let us try some things that, we haven't done before. And I would argue it's been for the best.
Yeah, I feel like Reese, he doesn't take any shit and he'll give it right back. And he's the hero we needed. As far like not to say bad about anybody else, but he's he's definitely been an incredible asset as far as the kind of mix up we needed. Like I feel like maybe some things in his department were kind of getting stagnant. We were kind of going through the same thing, and now he's like, well, this is kind of when you and Tony Angelo were talking about like what he did to mix things up. It kind of he's like taking that kind of role.
Yeah, I do think we'll look back at this time, maybe 5-10 years from now or whenever, and just be like, dude, when Reese came in, it changed a lot of what drifting looked like, because it seems flowier. The momentum seems to be a little bit more natural, but he's also forcing drivers to flick harder and transition in shorter periods of time and like things like that. Like we're not seeing as much of these like big, long, slow transitions. St. Louis is a good example of that, where he's like, nah, you got room. You can do it. Like you can go from outer one to outer two. We're gonna shorten the distance you have to transition, but it's gonna mean you have to. And I think by shortening that, it makes it more predictable for the chase.
Yeah, he's like, what was he? The saying was in St. Louis: if you do it right, you'll know. If you don't, you'll hit the wall.
Yeah,
and that's to your point, the decelerating after the transition has been a big thing, so that we're carrying that speed and like doing it as fast and abrupt as possible. It's still making it stylish.
Yeah, it's been good. It makes drivers be a little more accountable for their speed too, because I've noticed we're not seeing like these big long handbrake pulls anymore. We're not seeing like a lot of these weird transitions or these crazy decels in the wrong spots. He's like, no, this is exactly where I want you to do it. You'll transition, use the side bite of the car to slow it down, and then get back on throttle as soon as you can. And that's, a driver would have to tell me, but I feel like it's also changed some of the setup in the cars as well, because there is what seems to be more side bite in these cars now than there was previously, because guys are, they can't float the cars out forever. It's like you have to transition quick. You can do a little bit of a decel at the side bite and then back on throttle and power through the rest of the zone.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, that's what these things can do. Like as far as their mechanical grip is just insane. But going back to like the judging thing, what kind of also lives rent free in my head, maybe yours too, is how we cut in the past, like maybe 5 or the die and pre-era. I wonder like how things would be different because Dye always made a killer lead run, and drivers like Denofa and others that were like he does such a good lead run, but it wasn't focused on enough in the judging that he lost battles that way. But he stayed true to it. So now I wonder if like he just did his thing, how things would look, and for other drivers for that matter.
Yeah, there's so many that coming back I think it would be very different if Denofa stuck in another year, if Forrest Wang came back, if JTP came back, like drivers that were Matt Kaufman, drivers that were very aggressive or very flowy, like drivers that had phenomenal leads but maybe didn't have the most amazing chases would have done significantly better this year and potentially even next year. So it is what it is. Maybe we'll see some of them, petition to come back in.
Yeah. I hope so.
I'd be all right with any of them coming back, to be honest. I think it'd be cool. I do. I still really think like an OG league or something, even if it's just 8 drivers of like retired pro drivers that get together and battle it out would be sick.
Yeah, for sure. Maybe like in a intermission type deal or something.
Yeah. Halftime. I mean,
no one wants to see us handballs out there or something, but
No, I don't think so. Nobody wants to see you and I go out.
We don't want to get. I don't want to get fined for cleaning up my mess.
Yeah, but on the Prospec on the point side of things, like I said, it's tight, man. Top 6, and then even Colette in 7th. There's a very good chance she takes home rookie. 48 points off the lead. So I believe mathematically isn't able to do that. I don't think she'd be back in seeding because she would have won 2 battles, but it'll be super interesting. We kind of glossed over as well Cody Buchanan and Talaska. Can't gloss over either of those drivers, both in the fight for a championship. It'll be tough. Cody's 20 points off, so 2 battles off of the win. And then Talaska's 3 battles off, 30 points. This new point system does make it significantly easier to figure out what it's going to take to win a championship, though. That part I like. Yeah,
you guys would all. I'd be like lost in the wind trying to figure this out, like Charlie Day, just like on the whiteboard with red strings. But yeah, now I can actually wrap it. Like I am the slowest smart person I know. Like I can't do simple math fast.
That's all good, dude. It was tough. I think it was Irwindale 2 years ago when we were trying to figure out how it was all going to play out, and Sage was like writing down, okay, if this person does this and then this and this could happen. Then a battle would go through and you just scratch everything out and then write the next set of lines. Like, but yeah, scenarios. With the new system is significantly better. But Cody Buchanan, kick it off with him. I mean,
no slouch there. Yeah,
no, great season.
Especially like we talked about Jerry's personality, and he's just another one that I can't wait to see what he does on the camera off track with like Lorette. It always cracks me up. He's just another goofball. Yeah, he's a silly human being, but obviously a very serious driver, but a generally fun guy to be around and hang out, and another uplifting personality, if you will. And those are always good. I think too, because Prospec doesn't get as much spotlight, those drivers have to seize the opportunity. Like you've got that opportunity, the one shot, one opportunity. You've got to do something with it. Yeah, that's what the Driftcast boys. They used to do like the rating of the top 16. Like what do the drivers do? They only did like one episode of it, but I feel like they would have a heyday with it with this year because it's been ridiculous. Yeah, the personalities are big. Everyone's really coming out of their shell. Corey Talaska, the other one, been around for a little bit, not forever, but he's seen a few races now. He's getting seasoned. I feel like he's comfortable. He's getting like more comfortable every year. Every time I talk to him, he's one of the Wisconsin homies, so it's always he's always easy to approach and talk to about anything, even if it's not drift related. And just good dude. Him and his dad and his crew are just good people. Yeah, and really, for him having a really good Atlanta, and then from there, I mean, that carried a lot of his momentum for the season, because then he only won
looks like one battle in Englishtown, one battle in St. Louis. So it does show that you have one solid round in Prospec. It can carry, but it may not win that championship because like everybody else in here has done quite well. Brudski, yeah, I mean, 40, 30, and 30. Richards 10, 50, and 40. Chen 10, 40, and 50. So kind of going blow for blow back there, whereas Brudski's still chasing that, elusive win. So
yeah, we'll see. That's we'll see if they uncork him.
Hang on. So you win top 32, 16, 8 for and a win. Okay, so I apologize. I screwed up my math. Technically speaking, Colette Davis could win the championship.
Oh,
she is 48 points out. So
32.
That's
yeah,
pretty wild. I don't know if anybody else could,
but that's with like people completely dropping out.
Potentially Josh Stewart.
Oh, okay.
Because he's 60 points out, but if he wins, I believe he'll get down into seeding. I could be wrong. Yeah, because he didn't win his top 32, 0 points. So if he wins seeding, everybody else basically goes out in top 32 and he wins the event. Technically speaking, he could actually win the championship, which would be arguably the greatest comeback in Prospec, if not maybe in FD. Because he would win by like 3 points.
Ooh, just a seeding win.
Yeah, he would have to win seeding and then win everything else. And Chen, Richards, and Brudski, I think, would all have to go out in top 32. And then Buchanan could win one, but not two. Yeah, it's mathematically possible, but hey, I'm here. If it happens, I'm here for it. I'll be one of the first people to run up to him on the podium because that'll be insane.
On your day off.
But yeah, on my day off. I got to figure out what I'm going to do on that day, man. I honestly think I'm going to bring my camera gear. I'm going to go sneak out to the media pits and go shoot some video again.
Oh, look at you'll just blend in with all the other teal hats.
I don't think I'm going to wear a teal hat out there. I'll go incognito and see if anybody can find me.
Yeah. I wish the Prospec banquet was on the day that it all wraps up too, because then it would be just all hyped up. It's always on the Saturday.
Yeah, it would be kind of nice if it was on the Friday night, like right after whoever wins like gets announced. That's not a bad idea.
It'd probably make it way more rowdy, but that's for
yeah. I think part of the issue too is that like then the staff the next day still have to come in and work, and you got to be there like 6 a.m. So that doesn't really lend to a good party or a good working day.
You're probably right.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting. Either way, Utah is going to be nuts. It kind of puts me back to like Pro 2 Irwindale 2018 when it was like,
was it Hughes?
Reader. Yeah. Reader, Hughes. And I think there's one or two drivers that could also win the championship in that one, but that was like another one that stands out to me. But I mean, even, what was the other one that came down to Utah as well? Who ended up winning that one? It's going to bug me now. There was another one that came down to Utah, but I'm trying to remember exactly what year it was. It'll come back to me. I'll just blurt it out at some point randomly, but
yeah.
Sure. Either way, it's obviously getting quite good. Like Prospec just every year is just getting better and better.
I just hope that it just keeps
Robert
leveling
Thorne,
up.
2022. Robert
Oh,
Thorne.
yeah, because he swept it his freshman year.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. Rookie year. Came in rookie year and won it. So, and it was a 17-point difference between him and Derek Madison. So pretty tight.
Yeah, because Madison ended up with like kind of a Hail Mary too, getting his second place overall and getting his license.
Yeah. And Andy Haitley as well was third in the championship on that year. So that was pretty tight. And then, after that, then it was Ben Hobson who ran away with it. Like that was one of the most dominant years we've seen in Prospec. That was wild.
Yeah, that was
great year. Don't get me wrong, but just a completely different animal.
He is. He's still an animal.
And then, yeah, Tommy Lemaire, Connor O'Sullivan, Austin Mata was last year. So
Wow.
if you really think about it, like it's Prospec's done a pretty good job of getting the drivers developed for this, though, because like Tommy's doing quite well. Mata's no slouch by any means. Neither is O'Sully. I would love to see Robert Thorne come back 100%. But DMADS, other than I just saw that his truck broke down again. I was way to Seattle.
We always talk about that, and the staff are like, "What is he doing to that thing?" I think we know why, but a 450 shouldn't be breaking the stuff he's breaking.
No, I know. He posted that the things that were supposed to be fixed weren't fixed, but I don't know. That should be like a whole other thing where it's like just the rigs of FD. Like just let somebody go through and break down the different trucks and trailers that everybody's got.
How much? Yeah, like the cost maybe too. It's always interesting to me, but
it's not getting cheaper. That's for sure.
Yeah, but going back to basically Prospec seating pro as it should, but in St. Louis we had last year that entire podium is now in pro, and it just goes to show that these guys are just rolling with the punches and sticking with it, which I always love seeing that. Like, because I've probably mentioned this on one of the other podcasts, but Stuckey and I did Pro-Am one round together, and then seeing him going to Pro 2 when I was still just at start, and like seeing these guys just develop over the years, and Rome as well. It was the same Pro-Am in Vegas, and I was like, it's just really cool to see them guys go beyond whatever I thought I could do and just making it happen.
Yeah, the system for feeding drivers into pro it's working. I think it's undeniably working, and it took a little bit for it to get to that point. I think just handing out a lot of licenses in the beginning, because it was top 5 when it was
like
Pro 2?
8, maybe.
Was it 8?
It was 4 or 8. Yeah, it was quite a bit.
Yeah, but I think now the way that it's set up, it's quite good, and we're setting drivers up for success. So, yeah,
and I think even the Pro-Am stuff, I think you have to like win. They're not like taking the top 3, but I have to verify that. Like it's even to get the Prospec license has been even harder.
Yeah, and there's less shootouts. There's less.
Yeah,
I've never been an advocate for shootouts. I think you can have a really good day and do well, and whether or not you deserve win a license is maybe not up to me, but I don't think it builds a team, and it doesn't teach you attrition.
Exactly.
And it doesn't show you how to travel and logistics and truly understand what the cost is going to be. Because like you just did one weekend, and a lot of those shootouts, the people that were winning it were people that were local. So like you've never really had to travel to the 4 corners of the country to compete.
Yeah, I remember we were watching, I don't even remember who the driver was, but they were just struggling or something happened. And someone mentioned like product of a shootout. We're like, it's just kind of like one of those things, but it's and to your point, like you need to learn.
Every shootout driver is terrible, but like,
right. Cause some guys, have already done that. Maybe that was their time to shine, was during that shootout, and they've already done like a lot of the other legwork as far as traveling in a Pro-Am series. But those guys, it always goes back like to, you have to like focus on only FD if that's what you want to do, like kind of thing. Like it's bananas. Like the commitment that these guys do it's admirable too.
It's got to be in the top 3 things in your life.
Oh, and for sure.
It almost needs to be the first thing. Like I talked to a couple people about like different hobbies. Actually, the conversation came up with my dad, and my dad's been a career fireman. And he said to be a fireman, it's got to be same thing. It's got to be in the top 3 things in your life. It's usually family, work, and then firefighting. And you can decide where in those top 3 it needs to be, because some people are putting the fire department above, everything else, even their family, and that usually leads to divorce, or, they're putting it above other things, and it is what it is. But if it's not within those top 3, you're not going to be successful. And I really think to be a pro athlete of any kind, it's got to be that way. And for a lot of people, they're putting the ones that are successful, they're putting it above everything else.
Yeah.
Because that's it. Like, you're missing work, you're missing family functions. So therefore, that sport is above everything else.
It's so true. I've heard so many people like, they're like, I don't take vacations. Like when I do have time off, if they still have like a day job, this is what they do. Like it's essentially a workcation. And even same thing for the staff too.
I mean, you may not know this, but based on when this comes out, I had Fridge on, I had Michael Weber on to do a podcast, which was awesome.
Oh, heck yeah.
And yeah, it was a good one. I mean, you could other than the only other person I really got to get on is Trey, but I think that's got to be like a fully unedited, just unleash that man upon the world kind of podcast.
He is. He should have been a comedian in another life. That Trey.
Yeah, I think maybe that's how I'll close out this season is with Trey. I mean, Andy Luck was last year, so like, do we close it with Trey? I think that's a wild one.
That's awesome. I don't even think Michael mentioned that he was going to be on that little shit.
Yeah, it's been in the works a little bit. There's a little conversation in St. Louis that led to it, so it was good
awesome.
though. But he was talking about he just all of his vacation is spent doing FD stuff. Like that's what you got to do, man. That's how it goes. This is not there's not enough money in it yet for this to be its own full-time thing for pretty much anybody. I think there's only a few staff members at FD that are completely full-time.
Yeah, it's under a dozen for sure.
Yeah. I would hedge to say under 10, maybe 8.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to do like a head count.
For sure. I just try to visualize the office there because I've only been there once or twice.
I've never even been.
What? You never went to
No.
what was it, the opener? Like during media day?
No.
What the heck?
I missed it. I know, right? Slacker. You know, one of my favorite rhymes of all time is OZSLC. Should be for you as well, because that means you save them $5. So use OZSLC at checkout. Save yourself $5, and I'll see you there.
Anyway.
I know. You've been around longer than I have. Come on, that's all.
I know, but it wasn't until last year I went.
Okay. Now I feel even worse. Thanks.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, but you work media day. I got no reason to be there. So.
No, I don't though. Like that, I only went there for basically one reason, just to get a ride along that I have yet to get until that day. Yeah, and it was with Odie of all drivers, which was a treat. But I felt like it was early in the day, and he said it was the first time they were going to do nitrous that day, and I was anticipating being scared. But the only time I was during the burnout box, because now I know why they need room, because they're like, I was like, oh, there's the wall again in Long Beach. And then once we did the run up and we were drifting, I was like, oh, this is normal. It's just a little faster.
It's a little more committed than you're used to. That's all.
Yeah. And I think Larry Chen was chasing us, so we didn't do a tandem that time, but then it was just, I was one run and done. I was like, all right, I got my one ride along.
There you go. We'll get you back out there at some point.
Yeah. Or we'll just do intermission things.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how Utah just generally goes, or how the championship leads up. I'm always curious as well as to who's going to take the leap into pro. I could see Nate Chen definitely doing it. I could see Cole Richards definitely doing it. Dimitri's already there, so the question will be like, does he just leave? Does he leave Prospec, as Nate was wondering?
Yeah, because he's been like, he's one of the Pro 2 Prospec veterans in that series. As long as I've been there.
A minute. I mean, it's doing something though. It's more practice. It's more seat time. I know it's different cars, different tire, and everything else, but I don't know if it's benefiting him anymore.
Yeah,
could be wrong.
Yeah, we'll see. That'd be interesting to see if maybe if his son actually has a license yet, or is like in the running right now to get one this year for 26.
I believe he's in the running. I don't off the top of my head, I don't know how far in or how close he is, but I know they're running, I think, 2 separate pro-ams to try and get him to do it. So he's pushing.
He's got some eggs in the basket, then, is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah. And his kids all just basically grew up drifting. So
yeah, and he's a spotter.
Won't be long. Yeah, yeah, exactly. It won't be long till they're all in Prospec at this point.
Yeah, it's always cool to see too.
Yeah, it'll be the family stuff always gets me stoked, whether it's father and son or husband and wife or whatever. So any time that we get any of that stuff, I'm obviously like a big fan of it. I think it just adds to the story. It adds to a lot of legitimacy of the sport as well. And
even the siblings.
For us, it's something to talk about too, which is always nice.
Yeah, we could. I feel like the stuff I always would like am more knowledgeable about. No one else wants to hear, like suspension settings, this and programming that, and But
I listen. I enjoy it, and I know there's a good section of the audience that does too. And I would argue there is more of an appetite for the quote unquote nerdy stuff that you and I like to dive into. That appetite has grown immensely in the last couple of years. So.
Yeah, and I've gotten positive feedback that I feel like it's just a matter of I don't want to say dumbing down things that I want to get across, but just so that people understand why certain things happen on a technical sense.
I think there's two ways. Like the way I try to frame it is I try to explain it like very basically off the bat that like I could explain it to my dad in one sentence and this is what it is. And then I'll try to do 2 or 3 more sentences of like, okay, let's go a couple of notches deeper and really get into what is going on. And that at least the feedback I've gotten has seemed to have worked.
Gotcha. That's
if you just dive right in. Yeah, if you just dive right in and you're like, okay, you see how he bounced over that. His high speed compression is not set correctly. There is just way too much rebound in the car. It's not making enough contact patch. He's losing grip and overshooting the zone. If you jump right into that, someone's going to be like, for people who understand suspension setup, and by no means am I even consider myself an expert, but for people who don't even know what high speed rebound is, right over their head.
That's
like,
why.
See how the car jumps a bit and it comes off the track? That's not good. And this is why. And then you can go a little bit further, and that seems to be a little bit better.
Yeah, for sure. I think just the driver inputs and I think that's the good segue into, or at least starting as the way to start to explain things as why they happen. Like, he did a little too long of a handbrake here, or left foot brake there, and it kind of upset the car, and then maybe chew on it a little bit more there.
Yeah. Have you? I don't know how much in-car stuff you watch, or maybe just hearing the talk. Have you noticed that there is much more clutch slipping this year than previous years?
I couldn't hear it because I know a lot of people drive like that, and even I think DeNova was one. And then you hear about these guys that use that as a way to slow the car down, which I can't even fathom doing in that moment. But I haven't heard it or even heard of it more. But maybe you're more privy to that.
Maybe I'm just noticing it more. I don't know.
Yeah, and it's hard to in some of the booths that we're in, Atlanta's the best one that you could probably hear stuff like that, or any of the outside ones. But when we're in the suites of Englishtown or St. Louis, it's really hard to hear that stuff unless you're on the roof or on track. But even at start, I see them and then usually they just disappear.
Yeah, I wasn't sure. Just you being at start, you've got a really unique perspective on listening. That you just, as you said, in the booth, you just don't get it.
Yeah, it's no, I definitely there's more tells there, and there's not many conversations going on at start with the drivers besides the business. But yeah, start interrogating them. Be like, hey, are you what's your entry style into this? What are you doing to really get this car kicked out to angle before they're ready to go? Oh, by the way, here are the lights. Okay, have fun. Yep, definitely not something you have to really. There's certain drivers I know I can mess with and be silly, and there's certain drivers that they don't even want to look at you. It's so funny. But then outside of the car, it's a totally different game, or totally different person. But yeah, that's.
Is there anybody in particular that whenever they pull up, you're always like, okay, this is going to be a good time?
Stookie or Beecham are definitely
the
guys that I can just, I can even like work their throttle if it's sticking out, the cable sticking out of the hood. I'll give them a little blip and they get a kick out of it. Or what was it, Jeff Jones? Because I've been doing this thing where, as you may or may not have noticed, every time Andy Haley has a bye, cone goes on the head for the Drift Wizard.
Yeah.
And which wasn't my idea. I seen Max do it first when Haley was still in Prospec, so I kind of stole that. And then Vaughn has the, if he has a bye, or when they were doing qualifying, do the windmill. Then I asked Jeff Jones, he had a bye this in St. Louis. I was like, what do you want to do? He's like, can you do the windmill? I was like, no, that's Vaughn's thing. He's like, well, and we got seconds here for him to figure out like what kind of goofy thing Jeff Jones-esque send off from the starter he wants. And he's like, can you do the weekend at Bernie's? I was like, okay. I haven't looked back, and I kind of did it, and I think he was pretty pumped. But so we'll try that again if Jeff Jones does get a bye again. But there's certain drivers that you do not. They're so in the zone. Like me and Dylan Hughes talk all the time but he is so laser focused. Odie is definitely one of them. I remember in Irwindale, I was just going to ask Odie a casual question, like what you mentioned, like something, I don't even think it was drift related, or it was definitely event related, but, and he has a window on his car. So I was like, hey, he's like, wait, let me, like as if he had a radio call, he just shut the door. I was like, yeah, that probably wasn't actually happening. So I'm like, I get the point. You don't want to focus. It's cool. Everyone's different.
It's just not something I guess I've been aware of. I mean, it's not something I've ever been purview to. So it's interesting to hear who enjoys the camaraderie and who's a little more locked in.
Yeah, I will. I've said this on maybe another podcast, but
cheating on me.
Yeah, well, Nate Spencer.
I know. I've been on his podcast, I think, twice now. So yeah, it's actually a really good show.
I said the same thing, and maybe this is my time. This is what I've always wanted to say. I've been out here, 3 times? Okay.
I think so.
So I will fully judge you as a driver and how you acknowledge your starter. So if I'm pointing at you and you don't do shit all to acknowledge this, but maybe put your visor down or put it in gear, I'm like, I'll fully judge you as a person. But the best guys who acknowledge me are Rome and Forrest. Anybody that puts their glove out the window, and has a bright one and are enthusiastic about it, they're my guys. And the J-Land guys are always a very animated.
Okay.
Manoa does a thing where sometimes he doesn't do a thumbs up, but he gives me one of these. I'm like, that really means stop, but I know that you're ready. And especially his dad, I got to send him a few times in St. Louis, and he did the traditional bowing in the car. I was like, oh, that's cool. But one of my favorite J-Land drivers was Nishida. He would give me the double piece, and then we were ready. So
that's funny.
Especially if I haven't met you off outside of the car, off track, and the first time I'm meeting you is at the start line, and you are just dead cold and don't even give me a thumbs up. I don't like you.
I just know that you got to work back up. You got a reputation now.
But there's guys that do that I know. It's funny because Blush is one of those guys that he would put the car in gear and would be barely move, but I knew he was ready. So it all kind of builds onto that Eastern European persona. Yeah.
Even just I guess slamming the car in gear is enough to be okay, you're ready to go. That is clearly you telling me that you're ready to drive off the line.
But a lot of guys tells that they're ready. They might slam it in gear and then give me a thumbs up. There's I have a database full of, and I used to have a tell of when I was going to send the cars. He was told me a few years ago, and that's when we didn't run things quite as fast. And now I'm asking them if they're ready while Chris is giving me the clear to send, so that we can just get the show going just that little bit faster. Because I'm doing that 64 times or 100 times in a show. That's a few minutes faster. I feel like that's my little contribution to making the show a little quicker. But what else were we talking about? Anyway,
just line etiquette, man.
But if you can throw your the worst part is at nighttime when there's a lot of glare in the windshield, I can't see black gloves. I'm like, I'm pretty sure they're ready. And then I have to go on like secondary acknowledgments, like the car's in gear or whatnot. And Rome has a whole thing that he does one of these numbers. I'm pointing at him and then he goes like this, he's messing with something. And then thumbs out the window. Like I forget what he told me he's getting ready, but he has to do it every single time before he goes.
Oh,
like,
interesting.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. Like it's anti-lag
Radio
something.
or something.
I don't know.
Oh.
But I'll have to ask him. But yeah, it's just one of those things that guys have their routine, just like I do at start and their tells. And the worst part is when drivers get iced and they're looking at me and I don't have any answers, or I'm waiting because I'm being iced myself by race control, fire safety, or whatever. And they're just lasering through you like Homelander. But yeah, that's probably the worst part. It's just, I'm like, I've grown to have a callus over it over the years. I'm like, if you guys need to rescrub, let's do it. But earlier days, I'm just like, oh God, let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, that's tough. I mean, I think nobody really likes that situation because it's just awkward for everyone.
It is. Because then but they kind of know, like when I, hit the headset and they're like, oh, now we're ready. I'll make it apparent that whether it's going to be long or long break, blah, 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 or just go back to grid. We'll party later.
Sorry, my robot vacuum decided it wanted to be on the podcast this whole episode. It would like
it
come
can
into
join.
my office and
Wally.
then just turn. Yeah. No, we can't. We call ours Somerset.
Somerset.
It's like a Butler name. It's a deep cut to a book series my wife and I both read. So
right
it's the Butler in it is known as Somerset. And then when we got one, I'm like, oh, this is perfect. But anyway, hopefully no one heard it the whole time because Jay does such a good job.
Oh, is that
like, yeah,
the fan I was been hearing this whole time?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It's my
I
gigantic.
thought it was just some super cooling of your computer or something.
No, I can turn that fan on. It sounds like a jet engine taking off when that thing
There you go.
gets going, man. It's quite the unit, but yeah, I don't know where we got to on this.
We're starting
These are the
etiquette.
best ones, though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Starting etiquette, fully judge.
yeah.
Fires. We haven't had many tire fires this year as previous.
Yeah, there's got to be one around here somewhere.
Yeah, besides
No,
the one I put out Vaughn's in Atlanta. That was like the biggest one to date this year.
Yeah, usually Adam's pretty good for a few of them.
Yeah, Manoa's car seems to be always lit. But
Yeah, always lit. Yeah, I don't know. It's been a solid year. Like it's obviously not over yet. We're recording this right before we head over to Seattle, which I'm looking forward to. Another couple of they look minor on paper, but I think they'll end up being major track changes.
yeah.
A little bit wider coming off outside zone 1, and then outside zone 4 is now like before the wall. So that'll be interesting.
Yep, I won't see any of it as usual. Like I forget when they added tall banners like 3 or 4 years ago, and I used to be able to see the complete run in Seattle, and now, the check riders got in the way, so I can't. So Soppa can't see. That's fine. I totally.
Is there
get
not
it.
even? I guess there's not even like a big screen you can watch, huh?
No, the jumbo's like perpendicular to me, so it's nope. I usually can see smoke signals, which sounds like a good drifting podcast.
Smoke signals.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been taken.
Yeah, it's probably taken by some,
Yeah.
But the smoke signals, the crowd is a good indicator of how well the runs are doing and engine noises. So I usually listen.
It's I'm looking forward to the temperature, the climate, as long as it doesn't rain.
You and me both.
Phenomenal. Oh, I was griping a little bit with Michael where they all go home and like the hotel hangs disappear that weekend. Like that's my biggest issue.
And it's like one of the nicest hotels that we stay in is that Seattle one.
Beautiful.
Like, there's a couple cool little restaurants, like, mom and pop restaurants. There's an Italian restaurant right down, like me and Max walked down there one year. It was super good.
You know what we should do? I did this to my kids the other day where they didn't want to go to Costco. So my kids are of enough age where we can leave them at home for a couple hours and it's fine.
Nice.
So my wife and I went and did all the free samples and just sent our kids photos of us having free samples. So We should,
Suckers.
you, Max, and I should go and have a great time, just the three of us. I mean, whoever else wants to come out as well, obviously welcome. But all the guys that go back home for the night, we'll send them photos.
Oh, yeah. We'll have our own lobby hangs. Suckers. Fortunately, Max is not coming this round. So I'll bring Eric. Well, that's
Okay.
who I'll invite.
Yeah. I like Eric. Eric's our wolf in the hen house.
You could have a podcast episode with that guy about anything. Maybe not drifting, but
Maybe not.
but he actually has my Fox in Wisconsin now. So because I've been trying to, he came down to Arizona in October to pick up a customer's, to buy a truck to bring back to Wisconsin because, things don't last very long up there. As you know, in Canada, they like to disappear.
Just bought a rust-free Dodge to
Isn't it
replace
great?
mine. So
you did replace
it. Phenomenal. Anyways, we'll go on, continue.
So I'm like, the Fox is just sitting around my house. It's getting more damage sitting around my house than it was drifting the past few years. I accidentally, with my truck, ran through my own RV gate and kind of sandwiched the Fox between the truck gate and my enclosed trailer's tongue. So it wasn't as much damage as I thought, but it was definitely, and in this whole deal, I ran over my own foot with my own truck. So it was.
Is there security cam footage of this?
I wish.
I might need to splice that in.
My wife saw this all happen as well. So this was about a year and a half ago. I was trying to get a car off a dolly in my truck, and then I did this 14 times because it didn't have a parking brake or it didn't have park. I was trying to scoot the truck and get it off, and then the car started rolling into the street. I was in hindsight, I should have just let it roll in the street because it would have been fine. I had race ramp set up to kind of catch it, which I did. But then the one time it actually came off the dolly. I got out of the truck because I saw it rolling, forgot to put the truck in park, and slipped on some sand. And we have a concrete driveway or RV driveway. And then next thing I remember, I was like, my foot's being ran over by my own truck now. So that's cool. Waited for that to get over with. And then by the time I got up and back in the driver's seat of the truck, went through the RV gate, and the Fox suffered some damage. But anyway, so Eric, luckily it was already damaged in that corner from drifting too, so it's all good.
Got it.
Eric has my Fox body up in Wisconsin. I've been trying to get back to US Air, which is, there is nothing like that track, at least in the Southwest that I've experienced. Apple Valley is a flat version of it. I don't know if you've been to US Air.
No, I haven't. It's on the list.
So the Fox is hiding out 2 hours from there. And one of Talaska's crew members is actually the son of the new owner since I moved down here. The owner, someone else bought the track. Damn. And he's the son of him. And so I'm hoping to kind of, he knows I'm trying to, because I would go to events there with Club FR, the Final Bout guys. And back in 2017, you could sign up for events, no problem. And I would drive a 2-hour drive from where I lived in Rhinelander and party with the Fox. And I just love it because there's multiple layouts going on at the same time. So I'm hoping to get back up there maybe this year. And, I feel a little bit a lot of people have drift cars internationally, just waiting for them to, travel. Yeah. But I felt pretty cool. I'm it's in a different state. I can use it. But that's where it's at. It
sounds bougie, but realistically, if you do the math, it sometimes does make sense to just leave a car on the other end of the country. If you get absolutely. A good deal, let's say you've got a Z you spent a couple grand on, let's say 3,000-4,000, whatever. If you were to haul that from, even for me, let's say I want to go up to US Air, that's 2 and a bit day drive at least.
Yep.
So I'm probably 600-700, if not more, in fuel alone. And that's not the wear and tear on the truck or anything else. You do 2-3 trips like that, it's still, and the time, right?
Yep.
Because that's the other part too. Is I'm wasting 4 days driving to just go drive for 2 other days. So it's
Yeah.
an entire week to drive for 2 days and $800, where you could spend $400 on a flight and do it all, like fly there and back within 12 hours of total flight time.
Oh, for
So,
sure. And
Yeah.
I would like to fly there is like stupid cheap. I would fly into
Yeah.
Green Bay, and there's actually it's not the Sky Harbor, the big Phoenix airport here. It's actually the Mesa Gateway, and like flights from that airport to Green Bay, which is still very much in the area up there, are like $200 round trip.
Yeah.
Granted, they're like on weird times. Like I think they're only on like Wednesdays and Fridays or Mondays or something, but still like
Yeah.
worth, if you're going to spend an extra day or two somewhere, it's better than on the road, like you said.
Yeah. And that's not even including the food and if you got hotels or anything else, right? Like,
Right.
You're easily a $2,000 to $3,000 round trip by the time you factor in hotels and food and everything else going on, and
For
hopefully
sure.
nothing breaks. So
Yep. And luckily,
I get it.
Yep. For sure. So that's trying to get up there again. There's not quite like a 15-foot elevation change in one corner. I'm telling you, if you can get your G up there or anything, or even borrow, flying we'll let you drive the Fox, because you've seen how much taller I am than Eric, right?
yeah.
And so we've kind of set up the seat to find a happy medium, whether it's removing or adding cushions. So yeah, we'll let you know.
I should be all right. I mean, I'm 6 foot, so you're only a couple inches taller than me, and Eric, I think, is what, like 5'10". So
Yeah, he's leg deficient. It's kind of
yeah, he's a lot of middle, not a lot of bottom.
yeah, it's funny, and yeah, I'm like all my height doesn't like He's like, because before we did because I had my Pro-Am seat in there, and he's like, well, when he gets in there, he's like, I can either use the pedals or I can sit how I can see out of the windshield. I can't have both, or see over the hood or the dash for that matter. Yeah,
That's fine. Yeah, I'll see. The hard part is just getting the free time to go, because like the only free time I really get now is starting in October, and I don't think there's a lot of drifting going on at USAir come October.
They might do Halloween events around that time, but you're pushing snow risk of snow. But I think I've been there when it was snowing once, which was pretty rad.
I've drifted in the snow as well. It's kind of a cool time.
Yeah, I mean
It's not amazing to live through, but it's kind of a cool time to drive.
Yeah, and I feel like, and you probably agree that I feel like people that live either in like really wet or snow environments, like if they had the advantage to have a rear-wheel drive vehicle, like I did, I always had trucks growing up.
Yeah.
Winter roads, that's how you learn car control and oversteer real fast.
Yep.
And
That's same here.
And so and then it just translates to a different coefficient of friction, whether in drifting.
Just happens a lot faster once you get out of the snow. That's for sure.
I remember first years going to USAir, it was always raining. I was like, come on, can't catch a break. But there was one day where it only rained in the morning and it slowly dried up. So like I hit it, was hitting my marks, getting used to the car and just drifting in general back then. And it dried up, and I was like, all right, now I know what to do, but things happen faster, and it is more fun. But I still do enjoy some wet drifting. It's a little cheaper, and you can still have fun.
Yeah, I don't mind. I really don't. I'm hoping to get out in a couple of weeks. We'll see. I've got the transmission out on the G now, doing the clutch and throw out and pilot and all that stuff. So it's, I think there might have been a rear main seal leak.
Yeah.
But there was no wet oil when I took the bell housing off. So I'm hoping somebody already did it, because there's already an aftermarket clutch in the car.
I see.
And they just never cleaned the bell housing out, because I mean it was caked on pretty good in there. But none of it was wet. It was all like carbonized and old.
Oh, it was dry cake.
So yeah. So I'm hoping that I can just do the clutch and it'll be fine. So there's no oil burn marks on the flywheel. So I think I'll be all right.
As they say, send it.
That's the plan. So that'll, I doubt that's going to make it in before Seattle, but it might make it before I fly out to Europe, but we'll see. Other than that, new seats, new harnesses, all that stuff's got to go in. I got to figure out, maybe actually you're a good person to ask on this. I don't like 4 points. I very much prefer a 5-point harness, because the whole submarining thing freaks me out.
Sure.
on vehicles that don't have a spot to really put the middle harness, for lack of a better term, what is the protocol with that? I could check the FD rule book. Like, can you just drill and plate a section and that's safe enough? Or
Yeah,
what are your thoughts on that?
That's essentially, if you can't find an easy spot that's on like an aftermarket bracket, you want it kind of behind your, I guess, your
center.
Yeah, a lot of words going through here.
We're dancing on this one.
So that, because otherwise, if you have, let's say this is where your ass is at the bottom of my hand, and your submarine attachment point is here, you're still going to have a chance to submarine. So kind of wanted to kind of loop around your equipment there. So
you want to kind of be in the center of the seat, if I'm not mistaken.
And then if you just got to weld like some strap metal and drill and put a bolt through the harness thing, then I think that should be fine.
That's what I was thinking, is just getting like a piece of like 1/4 inch steel, like a 2 inch by 2 inch, and maybe get 2 of those.
Thick steel?
Yeah, that's too much.
That's pretty thick.
Okay.
I mean, I think 316. Yeah, I mean that's definitely thicker than what is on a lot of the brackets I've seen, but that'll be plenty.
Perfect. I think that's just a scrap piece of steel I have sitting in the shop right now. So
even better. I mean, if you got
throw that
angle iron or whatever.
Okay. I guess it'd be better to like weld that underneath the car, put the bolt through it, and that way if it's going to pull, it's going to pull up instead of trying to pull my shitty welds off.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like drill a hole through the floor, drill a hole through that piece of steel, and then put the steel on the back side of it. That way the force is pulling through the body
hardware
of the car instead of me welding it and potentially having my welds fail.
That's a pretty, I mean, if you're not confident in your welding skills, Jacob, then
I am not.
Or don't know anybody.
Yes, I'm still making friends down here.
What are you
I'm
running,
not
like
home.
a Flux Core Harbor Freight MiG over there or what?
It's not Harbor Freight, but
It's
it is
Flux Core.
110. It is 110. It's got an adapter. It's got to unplug my stove. That's all.
It sounds like the idea you have going through the body might be your best bet. But
Yeah, all right, cool. Sweet. or I can just call somebody who knows what they're doing. One of the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. Got it.
Good night.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, don't. Now, what this has done now is prompted extra tech inspection of every event I'm about to go to. So they're like, oh, I remember you. Yeah, you're going to go over here for a minute. We're going to take a real good look at this car. So
yeah, I feel bad for people that like, oh yeah, like, not saying that I'm trying to hide anything, but they're like, oh, you've been here before, like the due diligence, and that's actually bit me before. So, the hood on the Fox has come. I left it unpinned twice since I've owned it.
Jesus.
The second time was here. First time was at US Air, because I trusted someone who knew how to put hood pins in, and they put the pin in, but didn't clasp it. Did a few runs and then went on the higher speed course, and then luckily it had a fiberglass hood, so it just ripped off. No hood damage, no windshield damage. Second time was put the hood down for a tech, and then like the person trusted me, and then we like, it was like an hour later after we got, clear to go hot, and then hood was down, and then put the pins in. Row 1, 2, 3, hood goes up. I was like, come on. That's the worst. Like, it's bad on those cars because there's like about a foot of metal between the hood and the windshield, and it all just buckles, and there's no way to just replace that. It's just better get the frosting out and start like making layers of cake of Bondo. and I do the best I can to like put a deflated basketball in the cavity of like the windshield wiper, and then inflate it and then pop it. But yeah.
The only time I've had it happen was on my old Thunderbird, and the hood is so long on that car that all it did was dent the roof. Like, it completely misses everything else and just hits the roof. It's so big.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I remember that definitively because it flipped up, and then the track we used to go to is pretty lax on the rules. Like, hey, just don't get out of the car if there's an issue kind of thing. So my passenger, Scott, who's a really good friend of mine and a bit of a psycho, just unbuckles because we pull off to the side. He unbuckles. He's just a little fella. Crawls out the window, doesn't step foot on track, and is just kicking my hood back down so at least we can see to get off track. And they tried to give him shit after. He's like, I didn't get out. I was still in the car. I'm like, half my body was still in the car. I was just kicking the hood back down. I'm like, oh my God.
Wait, you didn't want to Ace Ventura it back to the pits or?
Yeah, it was one of those like 1, 2, 3 hood completely up. Couldn't see anything,
Yep.
So he's like, oh, it's fine. Just slow down. I'll kick the hood back down. Okay. And then he's like, oh, just hit the brakes. It'll flip back down. I'm like, Scott, it's not going to flip back down.
Yeah, especially if it was a stock metal hood.
Yeah, it was a stock metal hood. It bent the hinges. It was a big mess. So,
yep. I know that game.
yeah, it's embarrassing. It's a rite of
All too
passage.
well.
So I think every drifter's got to have the hood flip up at least once.
Yeah, I don't wish it upon him, but yeah, maybe it is. It's
Just one of those things.
because it's like my nice drift car. Like I kind of care about that car, but it's like I felt so bad for it. And I didn't like fix it the cowl for like a year. But yeah,
Yeah.
it is what it
now.
is.
Just fly back up to Wisconsin and there you go.
Well, Eric will fix it.
Can he wrench?
Yeah, he has a shop and
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
he has like 5 different kind of businesses. He has a karate school, a mini golf, auto shop. Like
This makes so much sense.
yeah, you should get to know him a little more.
I will. I just don't get to see him. The only time I get to see him is when he like runs in to get, the lunch collection, and that's about it. So.
Or when you're getting your hard card and he might be there. But yeah, he's doing all of Cassidy's biddings.
That's one way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's a very good addition to the team. I usually catch up on all the gossip with him. So he's one of my sources of information.
Getting all the tea.
All the tea, man. Sit down and pour it all out.
There's like stuff that I've been able to break to our crew thanks to him now, but it's a good time.
Same. Yeah. He's come back and be like, you'll never guess what just happened. And he'll dump. I think we're probably thinking of the same couple of situations that have happened recently. And I'm like, oh, okay. And
No kidding.
I'm like, is anybody else aware of this? He's like, no, I don't think so. You probably shouldn't say anything. I'm like, I'm not going to. Thank you. And then
Not for the next 5
verify
minutes.
it. Yeah. And then you verified somewhere else and you're like, okay, everybody already knows we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that place gossips. That's for sure.
Big time. That's putting
What
it
else we
lightly.
got to do?
Yeah.
Well, I call it research, but really it's just gossip. The difference between gossip and research is the job that we hold. That's pretty much it.
I'll take that.
So, yeah, exactly. It's just talking points for the live stream, man. That's it. Although usually what we get told in the gossip we can't talk about on the live stream, but
Definitely not.
it's all good. Now, cool, man. Well, we got like way off topic from Prospec, but I think we covered a lot of it already. So,
I mean, just like Prospec is half of the pro rounds. This episode was half of the Prospec, if that. To be honest, we got a 3-way tie, and it's going to be a barn
tie.
burner. Guys got to show up to Utah. It's a beautiful track, and I can't wait to I remember the first time going to Utah. I was like, it's just picturesque. I'm like, I want to move here. Without even looking at anything, I was like, this. And I was told that the part where that campus is not even like the good looking part of Utah.
yeah, it's crazy, huh?
But
You were just like, we just see the good part of Utah, like in the distance.
right.
Yeah. Yeah. It's beautiful. I mean, if you can make it out physically, 100%, it's worth the trip. If not, like for sure, watch all the Prospec, including seeding, because as we indicated already, it is seeding may end up dictating the championship, which is absolutely wild. So yeah, Josh Stewart could potentially do it. Colin Zielinski could take second in theory under very similar circumstances, but
Yeah, I just love all the rookies here that are just showing up and beating cheeks. Like it's been good to see because usually
10 rookies too. That's wild. That's a lot of rookies.
and they're not like they're all just these little. They're just there's no you can't sleep on anybody.
No, not even a little bit. It's it's just been interesting. It's been good. A couple of upsets, I think like a lot of expectations on like Brian Hopp, who's kind of struggling to come to form, although looked pretty good in seeding for one of the rounds, but just still hasn't really come together for him.
Yeah, that's fine. Like it's just kind of on par
Takes
for
time.
what you kind of usually expect from a rookie Prospec driver. But then we just happened to this year, these rookies that are killing it
tough.
are doing just that. Like they came to party, and I like it.
Yeah, Shelley's had a good showing. Cameron Sorensen, I think a lot of pressure got put on him pretty early on, but like he's sitting 15th in points right now. I mean, and here's the crazy thing. One event, one fantastic event, and the whole rookie of the year race completely goes out the window. So that's
We'll see. And what do we got? Because there's nothing in September, or no, at the end of this month, August. That's when we'll find out.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say Sunday, but it's not. It's Saturday. It's Friday, really.
Saturday, yeah.
But
Friday.
I hear someone's yelling at you to go somewhere.
There was a couple of crib midgets running around.
I thought you only had the one. What's going on over there?
I do only have the one. There's an addition, and I don't know who it is, but Abel's having a good time.
just like kids randomly showing up at your house, huh?
Well, we're not at the house. We're at the warehouse, and where my shop is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Hence the 100-year-old. This is actually the old Sunkist warehouse.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Does it smell like oranges?
No, I think there's one original orange tree outside here. It's where Voodoo 13 and K-Sport all hang out.
Oh, in that same building.
Yeah. And Corey Hosford has a shop here too. Yeah.
Oh,
and I
how's
rent
he
a bank.
doing?
He just had his first kid.
Right.
Yeah. I haven't seen him since then, but I've heard that it all went well. So
yeah.
Yeah. So I see him fairly often. We're usually throwing each other work and whatnot. So
nice. Yeah. Tell him to say hi. I haven't chatted with him in forever. So I hope things are going good.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that warehouse is cool. I've seen the kind of the stuff your wife is putting together there and like the watch parties and shit. It's it's a really, really cool space.
Yep. So definitely check that out if you guys have a chance. It's a cool little social and high-end car storage too. Social membership.
What's it called?
The warehouse.az.
Okay.
That'd be like the tag. Yeah. You can put it down in that description.
Yeah, there you go. I got you. Sick, dude. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to us, taking photos of us having a great time. Everyone else is sleeping at their houses. I'll be good to get back at them.
Well, yeah, that's the one good thing about Seattle. I get to see Pat Gentili, our old race control, and I went to his house last year, since that was his first year after retiring.
Right.
So I'll probably catch up with him on one of those not lobby hang days.
I think we just crash Michael's house. He told me put in a new gazebo, so I think we just go to his house and crash that.
He's got a good end of the road house to just get some partying done.
Okay. All right. Well, I think my flight's fairly late on Sunday, so let's just, we won't even ask. We'll just make it happen.
Yeah, just let the good times flow.
I love it. Sick. Well, dude, thanks again for doing this. For everybody listening and watching, appreciate it. Please make sure to tune in to All Prospec. It's, like I said, seeding is incredibly important, especially this year with it. And then the finals will be nuts, guaranteed.
Absolutely. So, yeah, it's going to be, I can't wait to see it unfold.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. Sick, dude. All right, well, I'll catch you soon. Thanks again, everybody, and we'll chat with you next week.
See ya.